Good morning, everyone. It is truly a good morning today. I am literally just rolling out of bed. I have my coffee, finally. I did wait for it to get done before I started talking. Mm. Uh, so I woke up today to 1,000 emails, it seems, from not just the gay side of the industry, but the straight side of the industry, um, both offering their opinions on how I lashed out at the APAG union for maybe not the union's views, but definitely some of the members on the board and their views. And I made it very clear when I joined the union that my sole purpose was models being treated properly, fairly. Um, and that includes HIV positive undetectable models being included in the pass system with non-disclosure as a clear entity to perform. Now, what does that mean? I'll tell you. When I test for pass, or talent testing, or whatever you want to call the system, I don't clear. I'm marked as an X that I cannot perform. The reason being is I have had syphilis in my 20s. And when you have syphilis, I feel like I'm repeating myself. I'm like beating a dead horse here. But I guess I got to beat that dead horse. So when I was treated with penicillin 3 times, it fucking hurt. It's not a good treatment. I was clear. I no longer have syphilis. But when I test, it says you are positive for syphilis every time I test because my RPR is 1-1, which means no, I have no infection. I just have a certain amount of antibodies in my system, and that's what they test for, the antibodies. Great. What happens is the doctor picks up the phone and says, okay, his test is 1-1. He's clear. It's not a new infection. He can work. They changed my system to a check mark, and I can go work. Great. Do I have to tell my scene partner that I had syphilis 4 years ago? No. I don't have to disclose that information. All right? That being said, what some members of APAG have said to me, yes, we don't mind HIV positive undetectable being included in the pass system, but we think they should have to disclose that they have HIV to potential scene partners. What does that tell me? That tells me, oh, we should allow models who are homophobic, who are biased, who have a fear of HIV or a lack of education regarding HIV to be able to say, oh no, he has HIV, I'm not working with him. What does that do? It perpetuates the stigma. It does. Because if there is no risk, which we're saying HIV undetectable is no risk, they should be included in the pass system and get that green check mark. What happens is, what we're looking at is the same thing as syphilis. He tested positive for HIV. He gets an X. The doctor's going to look at his file. Okay, he's got an undetectable viral load. We'll clear him. He's got the check mark. That is all you need. You don't need to know why it went from X to check mark because I didn't have to tell you I had syphilis before. Did I? No. So why is HIV different if there's no risk? It becomes a witch hunt, if you will, if you start saying, I need to know if he has HIV. Because I'm not going to work with him, even though he's safe. Why? Why, if there's no risk, will you not work with him? Because you're a bigot. Because you're homophobic. Because of what that person may have done in the past, you're going to hold that to them till their death. And it's perpetuating the stigma. So, here's what I'll do. What happened last night, too, is I received a letter from the APAG union attorney saying that they immediately want me to retract any statement that claims that the APAC actions or views are remotely homophobic in any way. Well, I'm not going to retract that. The reason being because I have a whole direct message slew of conversation with the vice president of APAC saying, no, Billy, undetectability does not mean non-disclosure. No, Billy, it's not 100% safe. What does that tell me? That's a representative of APAC union. Am I wrong? Is Ruby not a representative of the APAC union? Does she not have say at the APAC union as a vice president? So to tell me that that is not homophobic, that is not perpetuating the stigma, is blatantly wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. So you send me a letter from your lawyer telling me what's homophobic and what's not. Are you gay? Are you LGBT? Do you have HIV? Do you get to tell me what's homophobic and what's not? Are you affected by this? You're not affected by this. No, my community is affected by this. My community gets to say what's homophobic and what's not. You don't. You don't get to say that. If I find it homophobic and I go public that I feel like this is homophobic, then guess what, bitch? It's homophobic. So, hold on. I'm a reasonable guy. I am. What I will do, hold on, I need a sip of coffee here. You get me hyped. I'm a reasonable guy. I will retract everything I said. Everything. If you issue a statement as a union on your home page, on the front page saying, we are here for everybody, and we will fight to add HIV undetectable status as a clear status for working in the adult industry without disclosure. Because anything less, my friend, is bigotry. Anything less is homophobia. Anything less perpetuates the stigma, perpetuates homophobia, encourages homophobia. So, make the statement and I retract everything. Don't make the statement and I don't. Have a good day, everyone.